Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 8 of the IamDJKast. This week, we are missing a couple of members, but real life has got in the way of people joining the cast. So you're stuck with the four of us for this week. It's just going to be a very similar theme to kind of like what we did last week, and we're just going to sit here and just chat away, see where things go. I do have something that I can start the conversation off with. This morning on my stream, twitch.tv/IamDJK, come watch me, I stream there every single day. We watched the Katy Perry Pokemon Electric song that was announced months ago for the celebration of Pokemon's 25th anniversary. And yeah, thoughts, opinions. My opinion of it was hot trash pretty much. It's a nice bop, but there was Pikachu and Pichu in it, and that was about it. It was
Let me look at it really quick.
It was
basically just let's just suck up to our mascot and his pre-evolution, basically.
More or less, let's get the cute ones in there and get some,
It just weren't very Pokemon like. The whole kind of message behind it was like be there for each other kind of esque. It wasn't really Pokemon celebrating 25 years like.
No, it was more or less just like the power of friendship. Like it was like I was saying earlier, how fucking it shared the same message as Pokemon, like friendship is power, so fucking be together with those you love, yada yada.
Yeah, especially through the tough year we've been through, but from the point of a 25-year celebration, like we were speaking about this on stream earlier, the fact of the 25-year anniversary has been a bit lackluster. Like 25 years is massive of a game that's still continuing on, a whole franchise continuing on for 25 years. But the biggest thing we got was Legends of Arceus announced and the Diamond and Pearl remakes. But whether that being a celebration, they was going to get announced anyway. Whether it was 24 years, 26 years, whatever, they were still going to get announced. We got a Post Malone song, which the music video looked really good. And then this Katy Perry song. Apart from that, what else have we had?
I'd like to correct you on that, Dan. It was 2 songs. They announced it as a concert, but it was 2 songs. Barely a concert to me.
Yeah, concerts.
They really blew it out the water. They really blew it out of the water for the 25th anniversary, didn't they? They really set the standards high.
Like, I get that there's COVID's a thing. Like, we've had COVID the past over a year, so they're obviously limited to doing certain things. But a lot of, like, game companies, for example, just a lot of companies out there haven't let that stop them. Down to Warzone still got pushed out a live event. Fortnite have still been doing it with live events and skins and whatever. New games have still been coming out, slightly delayed or whatever. But with Pokemon, they would have had years of prep behind this after the 20-year anniversary, but they didn't prep anything, it feels like. We didn't... It's not that we should get something. It's not that I'm saying we should get something as, like, the consumer. They just... I don't know. I don't feel like they celebrated it to the full potential what they could have done.
Does that say, like, it sets the tone for the 30th? Is the 30th going to be any better, really, or is it just going to be?
They're going to be better planned for the 30th anniversary.
Well, 30 years is going to be a huge milestone for any game franchise. Right? If you can stick around for 30 years consistent, then, and with them still rolling out fucking merch the way that they are, like they're still doing new seasons of anime, they're still doing new editions of trading cards, they're still putting out new regions in the games, they're doing new remakes on the games, they're doing side games. Like you got your fucking Snap just came out, you got fucking your Ranger games that were out in the past, and Coliseum, Stadium, Snap in the past.
Talking about the new regions that they said. Do you think that in the Diamond Pearl remakes we're going to visit an old region, other than because the gen because the Gen 3 remakes, say Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they did the Johto region, which was always the same, but then they took you back to the Kanto region, didn't they?
Yeah, but Gen 2 also did it, because they did it as well. So
Yeah.
And I think the fun fact, the reason why you could travel back to Johto is mainly because it was planned to end the Pokemon after Gen 2.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But
Like,
it just loaded.
I
It just
didn't
never
know
died.
that.
Yeah, the demand for it never died down, so they just kept going.
Yeah. They saw an opportunity.
Yep.
Like
And
hell,
now they're a multi-billion-dollar industry.
like I know Ultra Sun's flipping way probably dead now. You know, no, not dead, but it's old news, if you know what I mean. But hell, there's probably some people still playing it like me because it's like the only game, the Pokemon game they've got. But it's Ultra Sun and Moon isn't the most wow game, if you know what I mean. I just enjoy it because of the different. I'm a shiny hunter, so I enjoy it because there's different methods of shiny hunting. So you got like the random encounters, the Masuda, but then you've also got the additional ones like the SOS and wormholes, which are specific to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and Sun and Moon respectively. So
even when the Diamond and Pearl remakes come out, though, Sword and Shield will still be relevant.
Yeah, because it'll be the new.
If you look from the point of competitive battles, that's not going to happen on Diamond and Pearl, really, is it? It's going to happen on Sword and Shield.
But
maybe
how as soon as Jens Auras came out, pretty much.
Yep.
All the belts moved to there, so they're probably gonna move to late versions.
Yeah. But then on OS, you had the opportunity to bring all of the other Pokemon over from Gen 6, X and Y to OS. So do you think that they're going to make it DP remakes compatible with Gen 8 Pokemon, or are they going to keep it specific to the Gen 4 Dex as it was in the old games?
I believe they're going to keep the Dex relatively the same, but they're going to also keep any new additions that they've made. Like take the Gen 6 remakes when Oras came out, like Link was saying. We didn't go back to not having Fairy type when Oras came out.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. I'm on about like, are they going to make it so you can, with where Oras came out, you could move, you could get Gen 6 Pokemon like the Greninjas, like the Fokies, like the Talonflames in there. If you transferred them over.
The reason you could do that was because we still had a national Dex.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But
we don't have a national Dex anymore, do we?
But probably
not without. Unless the Diamond Pearl remakes are the return of NetDex, then.
Yeah, but if they were to bring a national Dex in, wouldn't that then they'd have to put Gen 8 mons into that game? Or are you just saying a national Dex for 1, 2, 3, and 4? Or are you on about actually a national Dex will have to include Gen 8 mons because it's a national Dex? I don't see them. Yeah. I'm with Alpha. I'm not seeing them.
That's what I'm trying to say. Will they do it, or will they just keep it specific to Gen 4?
I say it'll end up being Pokemon Bank stuff, and then like you'll have your compatible ones like you did with Sword and Shield. Like certain ones are going to be able to come in, certain ones aren't. Fucking even if they're not necessarily in the decks, you can still bring them in. Like
for using Bank and Home in it, that integration.
I think they will probably bring up a large amount of Pokemon since not every info Pokemon is in Sword and Shield. So
do you think they'll bring any Pokemon in from Gen 5 and above into the remakes? or do you think they'll just stick to 1, 2, 3, 4
Let me
generation
look at
Pokemon?
probably
I
like
think didn't they announce it as Faithful Remix? So that makes me think they're just going to keep it.
No. Don't take that out of context. We discussed this on one of the podcasts. Just so you're aware, the story is a faithful remake. It's how they word it on their website. If you read how they word it, they mention it about the story is a
Faithful
It's
Remake.
faithful remake. Fuck, got words. Got English, bro.
It's not.
But yeah.
It's not a sequel remake like Black 2 was the Black 1. Like it's or even Ultra Sun to Sun and Moon. Like
It's its own game, really. Basically,
it's a straight remake. Like
yeah.
even,
Hang on.
even like if you go back to old gens, like you can make the argument that in Red and Blue, you play in one part of a timeline. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then in Yellow, you're a little bit further in the future. You're the kid that didn't make it to the actual selection of the other three when, let's say, Red and Blue got their starters, and then Green got hers too. So all that's left is you, and you get this fucking sympathy Pikachu, right?
Mm.
So it's like, then you go to like Crystal versus like Gold and Silver. Again, it's the same story, but it's half of both stories kind of put together and made into another story that could have almost happened instead of in a bit in the future, almost like it's a parallel timeline. And that's and then you almost go back to I think a little bit of a future story when you do the playthrough with Rayquaza in Emerald versus Ruby Sapphire.
There's also rumors about Mega Evolution come back. Do you think
It would make
Pokemon?
sense.
Do you reckon they've realised that people prefer the one battle like transformation other than like the 3-turn battle transformation, and that they didn't execute Dynamax as well as they could have?
Legends in the lore, it's stated the Galarian particles that the dynamic particles only exist in Galar. So
Yeah, but then the same thing was said about Kalos and Mega Evolution, but then we got it in OAS like the next year.
Legends that's because it's two parallel timelines: the Megaverse and the non-Mega Stone.
For me though, I just want the Megas anyway because they look sick. They're so much better than the Dynamax. Like there are some good Gigantamax Pokemon out there. Like Lapras is probably one of my favorites. I love that Gigantamax
Zard
Lapras.
for me.
But of course, but the Megas, like the Mega Charizard, shits all over that Gigantamax Charizard, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Mega
Just for
Charizard X
just
is
for
my
looks alone, like not on a competitive standpoint of view, nothing like that. Just the style of them and what they look like alone. I think, like Mega Pinsir, for example, that thing looks terrifying. It looks so fucking
Mega
good.
Heracross as well. It looks
like visually, the Megas look so much nicer than the G Maxes, hands down.
There's also rumors that we're going to get some new ones. So if say they are bringing it back. Say they are bringing it back. What Pokemon in DP in Diamond Pearl Remix do you think would you like to see get a Mega?
That's a good question. That actually, I like that.
I think that right off the bat, if we are getting Megas coming back in the Diamond Pearl Remake,
the starters, yeah.
Well, the starters might get a Megas because you have to remember the XY starters didn't get Megas when we got Megas introduced initially.
That's true.
But it wasn't until the ORAS remake that our starters got
them. Yeah.
So maybe it's a maybe on the starters, but I'm saying that it's a strong possibility that the box legendaries are going to get some kind of either primal revision,
yeah,
or Because we've already had a glimpse of a quote-unquote primal Dialga before in the Ranger games, but that was just kind of like a rage mode primal. It was like primal rage, not really a primal
Wasn't
revision.
Pokemon Dungeon a primal Dialga?
As a dungeon, admittedly,
it's something.
I have not played any of the real like
Not gonna lie, I think
side game.
I'd say Mega Spiritomb, if they do it right, could look sick. Mega Spiritomb.
Krona in chat has a good point though as well, that Blaziken got a Mega in X and Y,
Yeah,
and then the Eon duo with obviously Latios and Latias and Latios as well. So it's
But
like
then
it's not off the cards, is it? Like,
but then you've got to remember as well, the X and Y starters, Greninja technically already had some sort of alternate form.
Yeah.
My
Like,
boy.
yes, it wasn't.
Right.
Yes, it wasn't a Mega, but it basically acted like one.
Well, I've just pulled
it
up
was
the decks for Gen 4, and I could see him doing like the first early ones that you get. So kind of like Staraptor. I don't know about. I don't know about Big Barrel.
Yes, Mega Bidoof.
Kricketune, you could see. Luxray, you could definitely see being Mega for sure. I don't know about Roserade because then you've got obviously
Venusaur.
no, what?
I'm
on about Roserade and what's the other one? It's not in this
Corbink.
game though. What?
Corbink.
No, you got Budu, Roserade, and what's the other one?
Roselia.
Oh,
Roselia. Yeah. Would they even
Roselia's
touch?
The middle one, isn't it?
Would they touch?
The middle one.
Would they touch that because of that? But I don't know. But then you got Rampardos and Bastiodon, which
I don't see the fossils getting megas though. Yes,
I don't
know
see
Angel has a
beyond
mega.
Luxray in the decks. I don't see him megaing much just from the Gen 4 mons alone. Like,
Spirit is it? Isn't
Well,
Spiritomb?
yeah. What's the Gen 4 suit off?
Scorestorm. It's Scoresmill has Mega.
Garchomp, yeah.
yeah, Garchomp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he already has me. So
I looked at Primal Dialga. In Japanese, they call it Dark Dialga. A Pokemon in Mr. Dungeon explores time and darkness. Yeah.
Here's another good one for you, especially Dan, because I know you're a shiny hunter. Do you reckon there'll be a new method, or do you reckon it will
there's got to
stay
be,
the
man.
regular?
They've got to add something or bring something into this one as well as. Like, I know about it's Poke Radar for this gen, isn't it?
Yeah, Pokemon, yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that because I've seen
But
videos of how people used to. Because I've not done it myself, but I've seen videos of how people used to hunt it, and in the different weather conditions as well.
It's
Bro,
annoying.
that looks like stress. There needs to
But
be.
then, do you think they're gonna fix the sword and shield kill method? If you know what I mean. So kill a certain amount of them, and your odds
decrease slightly. Well, increase slightly.
Yeah. But do you think they're gonna fix it? Because they mucked it up in Sword and Shield, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was broken, so only like 3% of the time your odds were increased.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they're gonna fix it to make it permanent after 500, or
possibly because it's not Game Freak doing it?
Yeah, it's different people, isn't it?
So we can be hopeful on that this company might not make the same mistakes that Game Freak has done in the past. So we've got that on our side for a change. Hopefully they change the whole fucking thing up. Like, do something we don't even fucking expect because it's a completely different company to what we're used to.
Yeah, but what would you? They've practically already like introduced like most things you could probably do to like shiny hunt.
Not necessarily though. They threw Dynamax Adventures at us, which are 1 in 100 odds.
True.
When that got teased or kind of leaked a little bit, people still couldn't guess how it would work. Like the fact that we'd battle X amount of Pokemon to battle the legendary. People weren't certain on the capture rates of them, the shiny odds of them. Like, that was a brand new shiny hunting idea. Yeah, it's long if you go over odds. 'Cause a Dynamax battle's like a Dynamax adventure battle is like
minutes on it,
15-20 minutes. It's long for like one legend.
If you're,
so there is shit they can still come up with that's new that makes us go, oh, okay. Because Dynamax Adventures, when it was out, it was fun, weren't it? When it was first out, it's
Yeah.
fucking great. So they do have the potential, especially with this new company that have new ideas, could bring us a new method. I hope they do bring us a new method, to be honest. But it's one of them.
Go back,
Still
going
lots of
back to
people that are
Megas
now
was
still running VMAX
go-
Adventures, right? Like,
Yeah.
going back to Megas was Beldum's was Metagross's Mega introduced in X and Y, or was it OS? Because if it was X and Y, then that's another one that wasn't specifically from that generation, but got a
Yeah,
Mega
no,
anyways.
no, if it wasn't in that game,
Hang on.
then
Yeah.
I don't. You can actually go and look and see, like, look at, like, say, the Gen 6 decks and see which ones had Megas available at that time, and then compare it to the Gen 6 remakes and see, like,
We don't have Gen 6 remakes.
the Gen 6 remakes of Zoras.
Could we
Same
could
game.
say it's like that, or is that the Ruby and Sapphire remakes?
Yeah, he's saying that they're remakes, but they are Gen 6. I know what he's saying.
Also, a bomber shows Gen 4, isn't it?
Yep. But
Yep.
no, I
That
think
got a Mega.
Metagross got in X and Y.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I think it was all asked because you got a gift shiny Beldum, didn't you, holding the Metagross? So, and then
Yeah.
in X and Y, it was the speed boost Torchic with the Blazikenite, I think.
You might have that backwards. I think you get the Torchic
Hang
and
on.
Oras.
Yeah. So you get them. They get Torchic and Auras. If something.
I remember that Torchic. That Torchic was busted.
Oh yeah, the Beldum was all ass. Yeah,
What? No,
Beldum's
Torchic
all
was
ass.
Oras.
No, as in the shiny gift one.
Wait, I have another question. Was Fion and Manaphy hard to get hold of legit shiny? I remember hearing something
Yes,
months ago.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Like to get a 100% legit. Now,
Fiona. Now, see, Fiona is an easy shiny to get legit because all you need is a Manaphy.
yeah.
Any Manaphy, put it in a fucking breeder with a Ditto, you're off to the races and you're fucking popping out Fiona eggs.
No, Alpha. I think you're wrong. I think it was one you get like it was like I don't know. Was that Manaphy? Yeah, Manaphy was the gift.
You get
Pokemon
one Manaphy. You get
one
one
per save.
Manaphy egg
One
from I
per
think it's like
save.
Pokemon Ranger or something.
Yeah,
Per
Ranger,
save
that was
on-
it. Yeah, I think it was you that
Yeah.
told me, Alpha. It was from Ranger. I think you told me that
Yeah.
story about
Hey.
how to actually get it.
Yeah, and then I think
Listen,
you just shove
no.
it in the
They just start.
Legends.
Yeah.
It's not one egg per save. It's
No,
one egg per game cart.
Oh,
Mm.
that's even worse.
That's why it was so hard to get hold of. But what I wanted to say was, we actually have a chance if they don't lock it, which they might, more than likely, because that's what they're into. But new company again, like I said, they might not. But we have a chance to get our own actual legit Manaphy and Fiona if they
Yeah.
don't
Then
lock
how
them.
would
No,
how,
I
how
think
would that
Fiona,
work? Because
it's breed Manaphy.
They could change how we
So-
get it. They could
Yeah.
completely change how we get
Yeah.
it. Of course they can. They could change anything.
A shiny Manaphy, you have to first get the game from Pokemon Ranger, then trade it back and forth from different gamifiers to have the right trainer ID to get the shots to make it shiny.
To find a game
Yeah.
though with a Ranger game with that's still on it is close to impossible. Like
Yeah.
At this,
with this
at
game
point, yeah.
now, we've got a good chance at getting that.
Well, see now, like Link said, now there is a way around it because like you get that egg has like quote for eggs at this point in where you have to be juggling this stuff around. Shininess was determined via trainer ID, and there was a shiny ID that was assigned to the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the way that it worked was it was like the fucking lotto, the same way that the fucking lotto works at the Roto Lotto and all that shit. Like you roll up your 6 numbers or whatever, and if it, however many matches your trainer ID, fucking you get fucking prizes, right? Fucking
I think
the
it's
train
like
the
fucking
shiny
Basically.
when the
no,
trainer
actually
when the
different thing.
shiny
From
ID.
Gen 3 to 5, they convert the personality value, train value to binary, cut off some numbers, just compare them. Just to see, compare the different values in binary to see, and made the value of that. Then, if the value of that is under 8, I think it's binary. Something about comparing binary numbers. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I'd like to see them do something where you can get it in these Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl games without having to like trade it all up, you know. Even if it's just like if it's a soft reset hunt, then I'd be down as well. Because you got like the likes of Uxie, Mespera, and what's the other one? Azelf. Yeah, that's it. You've got them after you in their separate little caves, don't you? Or is that only in Platinum?
I don't remember now.
You can guarantee though, from in this game, it's gonna be a mix of Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. It's not gonna be a Diamond and Pearl decks. It's gonna be a Platinum decks, probably with extras. So whatever they had in Platinum, I seen a video or something online where there was a particular character in one place in Platinum. No, in the trailer, in the remake's trailer, there was a character stood in a particular location. So they went to Diamond and Pearl, that character wasn't there. They went to Platinum, that character was there. So it's going to be a hybrid of them 3 games, then probably extra stuff as well.
Do you hope they, again going back to shinies, I also seen that video, but do you think they're going to shiny lock the starters at the start selection screen, or do you reckon?
I hope not.
If they share the same opinion as Game Freak and they don't want people soft resetting the game, then they'll lock them.
But they had no problem with that up until Gen 7, did they? Because you could soft reset the starters.
Yeah, it only came, I don't know, not a year or 2 ago, if not sooner, it came out that Game Freak aren't the biggest fans of people soft resetting the games. So that might be one reason why. If this new company share that same thought, then yeah, they might get locked.
So why make it so that you can soft reset like the static Pokemon in Sword and Shield? You know, the ones that only spawn once. Why make it so you can?
They don't. I don't think they deliberately set things up so you can soft reset. It's just that we find a way around things. People find a way around things. I think that's all that is. They don't. I don't know.
Because I know you can do the veggies through the runaway method, can't you? Or you can soft reset it.
Yeah, like that. That shows us that they wanted you to kind of have the option to hunt them because you didn't have to reset.
Now, see, just to go back now to Oras, if memory serves correctly, the box legends weren't locked in Oras.
They weren't. You could soft reset for them as soon as you got the first one during the story. You just have to go through like a lengthy cutscene and a battle to actually get it.
So I don't see them where it's a remake and the shinies for these starters are already available. The shinies for these legends are already available. Like, they have no reason to really hold anything back except maybe the mythicals. So I don't see them locking the starters unless it's a software thing where it can cause corruption to your game file if repeated starts and stops and that kind of thing. But
yeah, it's very plausible. That could be one reason why they don't want people soft resetting their games, though, is for the fact it can cause corruptions and errors.
But
Yeah.
then it's funny how they only started locking like the soft resettable stuff on the Switch. They didn't do it on the 3DS at all.
Technology's different.
Yeah.
Technology's more complex now, so maybe soft resets do cause more issues on modern technology than what it did on olden hardware. Maybe.
Mm.
That's a rip for Alpha.
Well, Alpha kind of just dipped. Boof.
He'll reboot back up and then he'll join back. Hopefully, anyway.
But yeah, I don't see them like Alpha said. I don't see them locking the starters because they're already available. You can get them. You can get them from the original Diamond and Pearl, and transfer them up. So why? Like, I see why they did it for like the Sword and Shield Legends because they were new, and because they usually do that for like all the new legends. Like they locked Zygarde in X and Y, didn't they? They
Mhm.
locked
Yep.
they locked
They did,
Xerneas, they locked Yveltal because they were new legendaries, and they did it through distribution like they normally do. But where it's not a new game, like a new generation, it's the same legendaries you can get shiny in basically any other game, like Ultra Sun with the wormholes, like the original Diamond Pearl remakes, because nothing was locked back then. Remakes the original Diamond and Pearl. I don't like how I said, I don't see them locking it because they're already available.
Yeah, the
Whereas,
only
like I
reason they
said,
lock them is just they have plans for you to get them elsewhere.
because like I
Even
said,
if it's
they
years down the line, like look at Zygarde for example, or
mm,
that.
Marshadow.
That's the perfect example. Like years down the line, which is a long ass fucking
Yep.
time, we can actually free willingly hunt them in Dynamax Adventures. Yeah, pain in the ass. Good luck getting a shiny fucking Zygarde through that method, but because that's one of the,
You
I think
see,
that's the hardest one to beat, isn't it? But
Yeah, because it heals. It heals. It
that
like
could have been the
transforms.
game plan years down the line. Like you don't know. That's one reason why they lock it.
Yeah,
see,
and the fact
they,
that it's a new
they,
legendary that no one's seen before, so they don't want to make it huntable like straight away, because they
yeah,
do those distributions with like the new games, don't they? It's like
The
you.
yes,
You've just sparked something in me. Then the dogs, they're still locked, aren't they?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think they are. Yeah.
But hackers on the first day hacked it in, and look, here's the shiny Samacenta, whatever.
So
Yeah,
does
but
that not
And
make
it
you
turned
think? They've got a plan. They've got a game plan because the shinies exist. The artwork has been created for those shinies in the game. It's coded in the game.
probably another distribution event like they do for
They've got a
like
plan with them
they
dogs.
they usually do a distribution event with like the box art legendaries to begin with. Like they did the Xerneas and the Yveltal, they
Yeah, but
distributed
would they
them.
do that now? The game's been out. What, it'd be coming up 2 years now, won't it? If not more.
I don't know, but you
Would they
like
do
you
that
said,
so late down the line?
you don't know because even people would still want them because they're not available to them yet, so they can actually get them and be like, yes, I got these shiny dogs. Even though I didn't catch them, I still have them.
I hate those distribution
like
codes. Such a
take
shit idea.
take Solgaleo and Lunala for example. Until
Mm.
Sword and Shield, they were
Yeah, they were
locked.
locked.
Like we,
They were distribution only, weren't they?
yep. But
So
then
like
in Sword and Shield,
what I think they do is they lock the new legendaries when the game
yep,
first comes out, distribution, and then sometime down the line they make them huntable in a new game. If
exactly.
like you said, Solgaleo and Lunala in Sword and Shield. So I don't see them locking Dialga and Palkia because they're huntable in most games before the
Exactly.
DP remakes. So like
Yep.
and so the starters, because like you had the Score Bunny, you had the um yeah the other two, Grookey and Sobble, but then
Yeah.
I don't see why they lock them because they kind of made every other starter available before that. But like you said, it
That could be,
might be
yeah, but that could be linked to with the soft resetting and them
might
going,
might be software problems.
What if dogs distribution is linked with Gen 9?
Could be.
Hear me out. Roaming of like the ain't they Raikou and Suicune when Gen 9?
They could.
Yeah. And yeah, they could just be annoying.
I'd still see, yeah, I could still see him doing it. That'd be what Gen 9 would probably be next year, won't it? Pretty much a year after remakes, won't it?
2019, yeah, probably. No, yeah, late next year.
That's mad that you even just saying the word Gen 9 just sounds mad.
Yeah.
Wait until we get the Gen X.
Gen
X. I wonder if they'll call it that.
At least 1.5 years.
But then what would they call it after that? Gen X, Gen XI.
Yep, that's Gen X. Gen 1X is 9.
But it sounds good if they called it that.
Gen X, but then would it get confused with Pokemon X?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, Gen time isn't something to think about yet. Yeah, Gen 9, it's going to be fucking mental whenever that drops.
Do you reckon they'll bring out a new console for it? Or do you reckon the Switch will...
We'll
be...
we'll have the Switch Pro by then.
Yeah.
Because that's been constantly leaked.
Probably
quotations.
I think 2025 is when they start announce next gen.
I think if it weren't for COVID, we would have had an announcement for a Switch Pro or whatever. And then it could have been like a Christmas release. But guarantee, COVID would have slowed that down for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Even down to manufacturing it in factories and shit, that could have slowed down so much. Because it'll have a knock-on effect, won't it?
Yeah, because I'm going on a camping trip like in God knows how long. But my teacher has been like, I'm waiting for the COVID rules to update to say I'm allowed 2 people per tent. Otherwise, I have to find 40 odd tents for each of you to have one by yourself.
Yeah, it's had a knock-on effect.
But then he was like, but it should be fine if you do a rapid flow test the morning you go.
Corey made a good point as well. I spoke to him last week about the Switch Pro and the potential of it coming out. And he's on the stance of that he wants to buy it, he can't wait for it to come out. And I was like, because I create content and I can only push out 1080p, 60 FPS. If this Switch Pro is actually rumoured to be 4K gaming, like the rest of the other consoles, then I was at the point of, well, I'm not really going to get that because, yeah, I'm going to probably experience the 4K or whatever if I get a 4K monitor, but then I can't put out that 4K content till he kind of... he might as well work for the fuckers because he literally said to me, it'll be faster hardware, so it'll load your shit quicker. It will still look nicer to the eye. Yeah, the stream won't get the full potential of it, but it'll still look improved to the current Switch that we've got now. But the main selling point for me is it'll be faster. Like, loading times will be pretty much non-existent, and that's a big thing for any gamer in any game. No loading times is the dream, innit? So that's one reason why I'd probably actually buy it now. Not because of 4K, but because it's faster hardware.
But seeing how it can be massive hardware upgrades, if we're gonna add the Switch Pro, there's also more dedicated to docked TV play, if that happens. If they release it.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure it'll still be like a dockable. I think if they're gonna keep the name Switch, like if they're calling it a Switch Pro, it's definitely gonna be a dockable thing. I don't think it's like a full brand new console. Like I think if it was a
think
full
it's gonna
brand new
be-
console, it'd be called something else. Like we've had
no.
we've had the Wii, then the Wii U, now the
no.
Switch. I think if they were making something new, it'd be a completely different name, wouldn't it?
No, I think it's gonna be more they get to dock play because the battery needed to power such a powerful machine is.
Oh yeah, the battery
be
won't
quite-
last, would it? If handheld.
Yeah, but maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
Mm. Depending what you play, maybe as well, because a lot of games will take more battery
Yeah.
power, depending if they're graphically high demanding.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll probably have the same 720, 30 FPS resume screen, but have a better dock. And
If it
hardware.
costs more than say what a Switch does now, or when the Switch first came out, if it costs more, would you still buy it?
Probably not, because I probably won't be able to afford it because I couldn't afford.
No,
the
but if
Switch
money
when it
wasn't
first
no,
came
but
out.
if money wasn't an option, if you had the money to, would you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think we all would because it's the latest console.
I mean, PS5 has been out for a while, and I still haven't got one. I love
And that's
PlayStation.
because of the whore. No, that's because of. And anytime this.
That's because PlayStation's trash, and I'm going to trigger a lot of
No,
people by
the
saying
reason
that.
is
Yeah, you are.
PlayStation
Don't
is
even
trash.
don't even start that fucking war, bro. Don't. I
They-
used to be. I'm probably amongst many a people. I used to be the Xbox gamer. I was Xbox diehard fan till I discovered PlayStation. Now I'm part of the PC master race, but PlayStation of recent years shits all over Xbox for
If I was-
looking
if I was-
better. And this was just on Fortnite. It looked better. It played smoother. But the biggest thing that sold me, version exclusives. Shits all over Xbox. What's Xbox got? Tomb Raider, Forza, and fucking Halo.
What's PlayStation got? Spider-Man.
God of War could take them on alone. Never
Yeah.
mentioned Spider-Man and all the other fucking titles. Them alone are a great reason to buy a PlayStation 4 or 5. They shit all
See,
over
I would-
Xbox.
I would get a PlayStation, but I just don't know what I'd do with my Xbox. You know.
Yeet that bitch out the window because
Roll it
Xbox
on
has
the
gone.
ground.
Literally
But
can
then
sell
that's
it for a
money.
quick.
That's money wasted, then, isn't it? So if I try to sell
Use
it,
it as a
am I gonna
footstool. There you go. Nice, comfy footstool for you.
definitely? It's definitely comfy. Yeah.
Use it as a pillow. Fuck it.
Oh,
I'd
no,
give it,
I could
I'd
use
give it
it
me
as-
cats.
I could use it to release some anger on with a hammer. You know.
Yeah, there you
Good
go.
work.
Use it as a DVD player because that's about all it's good for.
True.
Yeah.
Could use it as a DVD player. Yeah.
Xbox One and PS are hard to buy since PC and Switch exist. I hope I can afford the Switch Pro when it comes out. Yeah, I definitely will. Like I said, I want it just because it'll be faster. Anything that's
Okay.
faster, I'm there. I'll take my money
Speaking-
now.
We
Take it.
spoke a lot about the Diamond Pearl remakes, but let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Legends of Arceus.
Why is that an elephant in the
I
room?
don't know anything.
I
About
thought we
I
was
don't
talking about
know.
you then. But yeah, we talked a lot about that on the previous podcast. That's why I don't want to go too in depth with it because we have actually torn that bit apart, like both Diamond and Pearl and Legends of Arceus, haven't we? Really. I do want to randomly just switch things, right? I think I mentioned this on my stream today. Not today. This week at some point. Fuck knows. But there was this lad playing football, and there was a random light thunderstorm. He got struck by lightning and died. 9-year-old kid. Like, for me, that blows my mind. God rest his soul, and I feel so sorry for his fucking parents. But what are the chances you're out playing football and you get struck by lightning?
But
I tell you, man,
what
the
was
story
the
is absolutely
surrounding?
shocking.
Is it was just an empty field?
I'm going to hell for laughing. I'm going to hell.
Damn, the chances.
I'll see you there, Alpha.
Damn, the big question is, where did they play football?
I
It
don't
wasn't
know. I
open.
don't know the full details, but
No,
all
but
I know,
if
it was in the
open
UK.
field-
It was 40 minutes away from me,
Oh wow!
and we're not even known for
you-
bad thunderstorms.
Oh, what? What we talking about?
But
That
then
lad
if
in
it's
Blackpool that got struck by
Oh, what?
lightning and
Yeah.
died.
Oh, what? The one where he's playing football?
Mm. And then Alpha
Goal-
okay, then let me
has
He's
just
a
sent me to...
goalkeeper, wasn't he?
Alpha, what did you say?
I said that this story is absolutely shocking.
Lynx is going to hell, he laughed. Legends!
Yeah.
Did you even hear him?
No.
Oh my god.
He sighed so hard.
One more time, Alpha. Listen, Legends, yeah?
Okay.
I said it sure is shocking what happened to that poor lad.
Legends is going to hell as well. I'll see you all there, boys.
Alpha, if I wasn't a civil man, I'd click this disconnect button that I'm hovering over right now. Because that was that.
You do
that
not
was
want to start.
that
You
was
don't
that,
want to start.
hang on, shut up,
Shut
mister. That was an awful pun, and that wasn't funny. You shouldn't make a joke out of it.
Why are
The
you
boy
still
died.
why are you still smiling then, bro?
I'm not.
What are you
I
lying
know.
for?
I'm still smiling.
I'm not. I'm not.
But then looking around,
It's funny.
you
It's
have
funny how
around
shocking it was.
relieved. So
It was
does
funny
it
how
seem like
shocking the
this
joke was.
What's
too
so then
many-
that leads me into what weather terrifies you the most?
Oh, thunder and lightning! I hate it.
No.
Even the extreme ones. Do you know what would terrify me? A
What?
tsunami.
Oh, I can swim.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Whether
My guy says he can swim. So a car or a boat is flying at you and he's like, it's all right, bro, I can swim.
I can
Through the
swim.
water in your
Right.
street and you're swimming and this big ass fucking cargo container that fell off a ship is heading towards you and you're, nah, bro, I can swim, don't worry about it.
Do you know also? So, do you know how to avoid tsunamis? Could you get up high onto a roof or something? And you'd
But
be
they
fine.
can take
Yeah.
out buildings.
It's
You
got to
cannot
get to a
Exactly.
sturdy building
yeah,
then.
but
Not necessarily,
No,
it don't mean nothing.
it
You
can
don't know
I
what's going to hit
add
that building.
Actually, not gonna lie,
extra
earthquakes.
criteria?
I don't know if earthquake class is like a weather.
Can
But
I add like
earthquakes scare
criteria?
the hell out
What
of me.
if it has to be somewhat that it could affect you where you are right now?
Wait,
If
what?
it's yeah. Could a tsunami affect you in England right now or Great
enough.
Britain?
Yeah,
No.
it could affect me. Mm.
No, you.
Uh,
Yeah, because
if a
Alpha's fucked. Alpha's fucked for sure.
Why?
Alpha's he's perished straight away. Do you know where he
Why?
fucking lives? What is it, the Pacific
No.
Ocean?
Atlantic,
Atlantic. There
Okay,
you
yeah.
go.
I'm not-
Either
It
way,
was
you're
one of them.
screwed.
I
I'm
was
right on the
close.
other side of you.
I was close. I don't know. I don't do geography, bro. Right, so the
Either way,
Atlantic
you're
Ocean.
screwed.
I think I'm kind.
He's
Let me
screwed.
think
He's
tsunamis.
fucked.
Not gonna
I'm-
lie, I do live like near 2 beaches, but I'll be fine. I live like
But like,
3
But
miles away from
I
it.
think
so
I'd be
depends on-
alright.
I think I'll
If
be
if
fine.
you're in
No, no.
Blackpool, if we were in Blackpool Legends, well, if I was in Blackpool, which is probably the closest place, then I'm screwed.
but
If I was,
if
See,
if
now-
I was in
we,
Southampton, which is the closest place to me, I'd be screwed.
but for me it's extremely odd because I'm on the East Coast, which is pretty large, so an earthquake is pretty much never gonna happen.
Okay, you guys are talking about tsunamis, but you have a chance of flipping. There's ways that you can like try and avoid it, but earthquakes terrify me. Just
Yeah, but no,
just the
I've
thought
actually
of a building
experienced
dropping on
2
my head,
earthquakes in
and
my
all
life.
I have is a table to save
Oh
me.
my god, could you imagine if there was an earthquake right now and we just see Legends there and then all of a sudden, whoop, because he's
Ooh.
fallen for a crack.
But
We'd be like, thanks, Lord.
I've
It's
experienced
finally
2
taken
earthquakes.
him.
The God has answered your prayers.
No, that's no. No. If you stand on the doorway, if it's a modern house, because it's so strong built. Bunch of safety regulations.
Not gonna lie, Corey just said in exchange of having a load of deadly animals, they don't have many natural disasters. I think I'd rather have a fight with a kangaroo than
But
be in
no,
an earthquake.
I don't have any natural disasters here. Other than
Why would
2
you-
earthquakes.
why would
2 days. Like
I'd rather take on the
Which
earthquake than a
two?
fucking kangaroo. Are you mad?
I'd rather have a fight with a kangaroo than sit through an
but the
earthquake.
legends,
You would
earthquake could be
rather
running with
die?
you too, which pretty much the glass ship
Oh
ain't
no,
gonna
no,
ain't gonna be damaging.
I'm on about the ones where buildings collapse on top
Yeah,
of
that's
people.
legends. Those are pretty much once a year in highly
Yes,
geological
yeah.
active
Yeah,
areas.
but that scares. If I was, I'm not saying that. Obviously,
I think we're
not saying
speaking
I'm gonna,
theoretical, just
yeah,
made up land.
theoretical. I'm not saying that where I am is going to have an earthquake because, let's be honest, I'm really not. But yes, we UK has like slight tremors, but it's nothing major. But I'm speaking like theoretical. If say something bad was to happen, say like a 9.6 on the Richter scale earthquake, I think I'd poo me pants a little bit.
Yeah, your survival chance against a kangaroo is worse than an earthquake, in my opinion. I ain't fighting no
also-
kangaroos.
Yeah.
Are you
Hang on,
mad?
but do you know what all they taught you to do during, like, if you did like geography, do during an earthquake? They literally just tell you to get under a table and that's it.
No, you should get out on an open area as
Yeah,
fast as possible, because if it
but-
falls, you're screwed.
But that's what I'm saying. Say you're on like the second or third floor, and even if you're not, you probably won't make it to the door. And if you jump out the window, you're probably gonna die anyways.
But
So-
then stand in doorway, because modern construction is very high. It's highly regulated.
Bro, just build a bunker.
But no, I think Mythbusters tested it. If you
Mate,
build
bunkers
a
are only for
building up to
nukes to
modern
go off. You know.
code,
No, they're
it's
not.
actually safer to stand in doorway, because it's
You do realize
well,
earthquakes are down in the earth. So
A
the
bunker
bunker
could be used for all sorts, and you can reinforce it with whatever the fuck
the
you want.
bunker would just be doing this. The bunker would just do this
Your
constantly.
hand's just a blur, bro. I can't see your hand. It's just
It
It would just be
vanished.
doing
the
this.
bunker is
Nah, still fucked.
But
No, one thing that I would, this is going, because I've just thought of bunkers, one thing that I'd love to experience, but at the same time I don't because it'd be tragic, I would
A
love
nuke.
to experience. No, fuck no. What's
Oh.
fun about that? No, I'm talking.
I thought you were on about a nuke.
I don't know if I should be terrified or concerned.
I know, right?
What? What do you mean?
No,
Why would
mine
you be
is
terrified?
zombies. As
One
I would.
thing I always wanted to experience in my life: a nuke. You,
What?
yeah, I want to be at the. Yeah, you know what, Legends? I want to experience the nuke. I want to be right at the fucking hypocenter and watch her go off. Fuck, be right there alongside you.
Mate, no, I want to be on the nuke when it explodes. I want to be on the nuke as it
You
gets
are
dropped.
actually. You're a dick.
legends. Should I be
No, mine
concerned
is
or
zombies.
afraid?
I would love to experience a zombie apocalypse, like legit. But at the same time, I don't, because then that's pretty much the end of the world, and loved ones that you know are pretty much gonna die. But I'd love to kind of know, to experience if I could survive it or not, and cave in a couple of zombies' heads. I think it'd be sick.
If it's zombie
Admit
apocalypse
it,
ever gonna happen,
Dan. Admit it. The only reason that you want a zombie apocalypse is the same reason as me. Is so that you finally have an excuse to sink an axe into the head of a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah,
well,
pretty
no,
much.
can I speak more of a if it's gonna happen? Travel to how about the city in that's only accessible during low tide? No, I think castle whatever in France. No, what's called? It's I think some form of. I think it's a castle whatever. Oh, told again. But whatever. In France, it's no. According to some, it's the best way. It's the best place to be in a zombie apocalypse.
Bro, I just want to go around.
Okay, this castle.
I'd
this
rather
castle
just
in
go
France-
around and cave some zombies' heads in and have fun at it while I can.
But if we
And if people that I hate have turned, bro, I'm going to find them just for the satisfaction of ending them for good.
Right? It's like, oh no, you poor bastard. I assure you, I am not going to enjoy this one fucking bit. Alright, smile for the camera.
Bro, it'd be so... I don't know. They do events like in America and stuff where you can kind of experience like an apocalypse and that, but it's just not the same, is it, as drawing blood from an actual real life zombie. It wouldn't be the same as, say, like what you see on the TVs and shit. Like, I'd love to... I love everything zombies, and just to experience it, it'd be sick, but tragic at the same time. Because it's like the end of the world. We all struggled for COVID for being locked in our fucking houses. How are we going to cope during fucking apocalypse where food's sparse, factories aren't making food anymore, and you're hungry all the time? And I think that'd be, during an apocalypse, that'd be my biggest downfall, is being hungry.
I think here we would be relatively secluded from a zombie apocalypse until something happened to bring it here.
yeah, since you're on the island.
Yeah, exactly. Like something would have to happen for it to get here. Like we were COVID free for so long just because we can basically shut down. But after we opened up our fucking transportation again, that's when COVID got back in. Well, not back.
It'd be
got
like
in.
the way that you lot could be affected by it. It could be like someone just happens to get turned. If it could be the case of, hi little one, hello. Someone could have like a zombie locked up, and then that zombie somehow gets out, and then that's it. The outbreaks on your island, kind of thing. It could be down to some fucking idiot.
Oh yeah.
It's called Mont Saint Michel. It's a fort castle thing.
And if it were to happen right now, I don't think, and I'm trying to be realistic as you can be in this situation, I don't think I'm fit enough to take on an apocalypse. Like, if I were to do a lap around the block, I would be sweating my tits off, gasping for some kind of air. So if I'm swinging like a big heavy axe or something, or a hammer at a zombie, that's probably going to be me done for the day. But it can't be like that. I'd have to be physically fit for that shit, which I'm not.
Yeah,
I think those are the kind of people that would survive. Is people that are physically fit.
Like, straight up, like muscle dummies, like ones
It's
that
like
can run
Corey made me think of it. Corey put in chat, I'd try, then die. I think a lot of us in our heads are like, yeah, I can't wait to go around, I'll fucking kill everything, I'll survive years and years. But realistically, you probably wouldn't even kill one zombie before you're dead. Because I think if one might come on you and they're putting all the weight onto you and you're going to try and fight, to get a full weighted person off you isn't going to be easy. Yeah.
Full dead weight, like, unless you're used to lifting 150, 200 pounds, like,
You're not just going to shove them off dead easy. It's going to take a lot out of you. And if there's more coming, then, yeah, you're probably fucked. You're dead.
Yeah.
But in our own little heads, in our little imaginations, we're like superheroes. We can take on anything.
With that said, now, if a zombie apocalypse were to happen right now, how many of us are actually armed enough to be able to defend ourselves at all?
I'll smother them with my mask. That's all I've got. No, I'm going in the kitchen. I've got kitchen weapons. That's it.
Yep.
That's it for me.
I was going to say, like, well, no, you're thinking straight up, okay, what can I grab on the fly? But think about everything in your house now. Zombie apocalypse just happened. There's no need for a computer no more. There's no need for a fucking TV. The electricity is gone. Fucking internet's gone. Fucking, we're gone back to primal, okay? You got piles of fucking components around you, buddy. What kind of weapons can you actually make? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. It's almost like Walking Dead-esque with Negan, and he's, for those that might not have watched it, he was one of the big bad guys, and he had a baseball bat with the end of it wrapped in barbed wire, and that was
Yeah.
him making the most of what he had at the time to make a weapon.
Exactly. There was I believe there was another guy that fucking he just had, again, it was a baseball bat, but he had nails drove through it.
Yeah, you make
Right?
what you got. It's like what video games use in crafting.
Yeah, exactly. Was it Dead Rising or?
Yeah, yeah, Dead Rising does it. Yeah, like even if you look at like I've got all my monitors here. They've got good potential as just defensive stuff outside my house. Kind of, like the glass and whatnot within them. So you kind of use what you got to try and make even defenses, because it's not all about weapons. If you need to stay somewhere, you need to kind of have that area secure as well, don't you? Because we're not all going to have bunkers realistically.
Well, think of it like this. Look at your mic stand right there. If you got to like the tinkery, you could take all that apart, and all of a sudden you got like, I'm looking at just one part of the arm of that, and if you take that apart, and you can make a fucking couple of sharpened spikes for a fucking,
almost
a pit trap.
spear-esque. Even I can even use it as a spear.
Yeah.
Shit, you got me to thinking. My desk's made out of wood. Fucking hell, that'd be good window barricades.
Yeah.
I'd say why
your plushies would make good fuel for fire, so you can you maintain heat.
Good point. Because none of it matter. Like you said, you go back to primal, nothing. It's just stuff, innit?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that don't matter.
If you want to go defensive, go to Mont Saint Michel in France. It's really well defended.
But how are we getting to France in an apocalypse?
An
apocalypse has just happened right now. There's a zombie banging on my window, and my guy wants me to go to France.
No, I could do it.
Bro, I'm on a fucking island. If the apocalypse happened right now, we are fucking screwed.
It's all right. Legends will come get you. You can swim, remember?
Poor fucker's not even here to defend himself.
If you're craft enough, you could create a boat, just paddle across the channel, just walk to the fort, just sit there, learn to farm.
But at the same time, though, think about it, right? If you want to get a bit more logical about it, an apocalypse, you see it in the TV shows, they make it sometimes more about the people, and people change when there's no laws. Like, anything goes.
Yep.
So you could have this amazing plan. You could craft this boat, whatever, to get to France, for example. There could be a crew in that fucking castle already that are there to defend only those that they know and love, and nobody else is getting in. And as soon as you try and get in or get near, you could die because they'll just shoot you or hurt you or whatever. Someone could... The people in France that are near that castle have already got it. There's no way of travelling to it.
That castle is it's gone as soon as it happens.
Funky's just come back in chat. Hiya, mate. I have chocolate digestives. I'll just have a civilized tea and biscuits with the zombies. Trying to befriend them.
I think we have a rule that would be multiple doors. So
I think if you're a parent, this is the thing that's why I don't want an apocalypse to happen. If you're a parent, you're not just fighting for yourself. Or if your partner or anyone that you love, like, you're not just fighting for you. You're fighting, like, mainly for kids because they can't really defend themselves against, like, a full adult zombie, for example. You're fighting for them as well. Like, that's the scariest shit for me. That's why I would never want it to happen, because I don't think I'd be able to protect them. Imagine watching them being eaten by a zombie. Like, bruh.
You would die. Because you would be in such a bad mental state that you couldn't do anything. It would be you would crash
Fucked.
down.
I feel like if you don't have kids, you stand more of a chance of surviving.
Yep. No, I think I was just hypothetical. Currently, no evidence whatsoever. Probably age group, maybe 10, 12 would be quite good actually. Just do walking around, helping each other, you know, having really close friends.
I
Then
know.
probably.
Go on.
Personally, I think that if something like that happened during the apocalypse for me, say like, not if, when, because like at the age she is now, she wouldn't stand a chance, and I'm in the same boat as you. Fucking, it's only a matter of time before I fail and fucking something happens.
Yeah.
So I think once that fucking switch is flipped and I'm forced to fucking go through that, it's gonna flip something dark inside me that is just gonna fucking.
But as well,
I think
go on.
I think that kind of a fucking event would trigger a fucking full on Negan in me. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would be the bad guy.
I could see that in you as well. I could very see something like that doing that to you. I think though, even though I say it could, I've just thought about it as you were saying that. Then it could make you kind of want to protect your kids and whatnot. But and if you fail, then because people are relying on you, then that's going to suck and it's going to be harder to survive. But the one thing that they are there for is they're a good motivation for you to survive and to keep going. Because once they're gone, what's there to survive for? So if anything, having them there is a good push for you to be the best quote unquote survivor.
Real core sense.
And like you said, as soon as you lose them or if you fail or you slip up, then that's when shit changes because there's not much to live for. Like some people go down the route of they'll just die, it don't matter. Or some people go down the dark route, like you said. But I think before any of that, there can be a very good source of to push you to be as strong as you can be to keep going because they give you something to live for.
But really, what the core sense would
Corey, I like that. Yeah.
Turn into a zombie, would you be able to kill them?
Well, any family member. What?
Yeah, any close friend, more any close friend.
If they've turned, oh, bro.
It would be difficult.
See, I'm putting myself in those shoes, and if it was say like Beth, for example, and she was already gone and she turned, I think I could. I don't know. That's so odd. I don't know if I could. I don't know.
No.
It just feels so bad killing someone.
But it's not them.
Who loved you.
Like the turn.
It depends on the I think it would depend on the circumstance of how you were put in the position that you had to be the one to put them down. Like, say, if it was a situation where you went over to check on them, like you went over to check on them that day because yesterday they were fine, and now you're just doing your daily check-in, and you walk in, and boom, they're turned.
Oh.
Then like that's gonna be fuck no, and then you're gonna have the emotional side of it. So in that moment, I think it would be hard to actually fucking go through with it because you're still grieving the loss of the person. But on the opposite side of it, if it was a situation where, like, say, someone was critically injured and they faded away in your arms and then fucking did the classic fucking reanimation, then, like, fucking... Then you know in that moment, it's like, okay, I've just watched the person I love die. This isn't them anymore. Right?
Yeah. So like you said, it depends on on the situation. Like I think I could do it on that second part, but if it's the first part, like you said, they were all well and fine, and then you go and see them the next, and then they turned. It's going to be hard for anyone to do that. Oh, now he's thrown another spanner in the works. Corey had said, then what if there was a possibility they could be saved, but no way to know? You've got to, if there's other people, I think if there's other people around you, I think you've got to protect them as well, and either eliminate the threat, or it's always risky caging the threat though as well. Like the threat, as in them that loved one being turned. Do you lock them up securely, which isn't always a guarantee of. You see it on TV shows, like they do. Shit can happen. It can get out. You might have to move place or whatever. Or do you, like I said, do you actually just kill them, even though there could be hope in the future, but to protect others that you've got with you, because they're going to be a threat and kill more people?
I'm pretty sure I'm pulling this from fucking the superhero universe, but the good of the many outweighs the good of the few.
Yeah, that was kind of also referenced in Endgame actually as well. So yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like, but like, you're asking whether or not you're willing to sacrifice a single life for the betterment of fucking, say, your entire group. Are you gonna let one person cost you the life of 20? Or
yeah, as hard as it's gonna be, you've still got others to think about, aren't you? Like,
I see that as one emotional, one sobbing bag of flesh versus multiple sobbing bags of flesh. That's how I see it.
and I think that loved one would maybe either do the same thing in your situation, or would want you to do what's better for everybody else instead of putting, because they could be that could be their loved ones as well that could be potential dangers. So they, when it comes to it, could be do it. I think I'd be too selfish and choose the people I care about first. That's what Corey said.
So you think? So he thinks he'd keep you would try to save them. You would keep them around.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just
always
put them
always
down?
grasped on to the last hope. See, I'd be on the side of, because I know for a fact if it comes down to say like children, like I bring children into it again, I know if I were to put myself in that situation, if it was Beth and she had turned, I know for a fact she would want me to put her down if she was turned, just to protect the kids, hands down, because she would always say that the kids come first, no matter what. So on the basis of that, then I would do it, because I know deep down, as much as that would be really hard that she's gone, that it's the right thing, because that's what she'd wanted over whatever I wanted, my love for her or whatever. It'd be out of respect for that person that's gone. There is not a reason to try all this. If you never go back to normal, you might end up running out. Yeah, but people, as us as humans anyway, we always live on hope, don't we? Even in our normal day-to-day lives. Hope's a big driving force behind us. When something bad happens in our lives, we always hang on to that bit of hope. Yep. I feel like I'd be giving up on what I believe, then I'm not me. That's a very good way to look at it, though, as well. On how people see it like that. But what about the other people though, Corey? What would be your stance on that? Because you could be potentially putting other people that you love at risk as well as that other, say, person that you love. Because do you put up with just putting them potentially at risk, or even yourself?
Yeah.
But I'm saying that for though, in his situation, he wouldn't want to. He doesn't really care about himself so much in that aspect, danger-wise. It's mad how people perceive things differently, even down to a fucking apocalypse in a completely made-up situation, like how we have different stances on it. 100%, I'd feel bad, but not as bad as people I care about. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, what if there was people that you cared about there as well? Say, I don't know, parents, children, whatever, within the family that are there, that loved one you've just lost has turned and could still cause harm or death to those that are still alive and well. because you chose to keep them alive. Well, keep them as turned. You can't really use the word alive because they're not really alive, is it?
Keep
I
them
did actually,
undead.
I did actually see something online that there is actually, I can't remember. There's a kind of insect that actually
Yep.
is a zombie that can zombify itself. I can't remember which one it was because I vaguely remember, but I can't remember what it was.
It's not really the insect itself zombifying itself. It's a fungal infection.
Yep.
It's a type of mushroom that attacks a certain species of ant and will kill the ant, reanimate the body, pilot the body up the stems of these really tall fucking plants that grow in the region, right?
Yeah.
And then once they get to the top, then the mushroom sprouts completely out of the top of the fucking ant's head and drops its spores so that it fucking can infect more ants.
That's mad, that, isn't it?
It's
Like
the same as
zombie ants.
Yeah,
thing
it's
also
basically zombie ants.
No,
And really, it's what the entirety of Last of Us is based on, is a mutative strain of that zombie mushroom.
I think there's some parasite in some worm in that affects cricket to do the exact same thing.
Yep.
Just do fire. The cricket gets again. No one link to the cricket. The worm takes control of the brain and does whatever. And the cricket has, when the worm has control of the body, goes to a suitable place to
Sorry, my parents
reproduce
called me away.
and kill the body.
Yeah, to finish up what Corey was on about, he said, logically speaking, I prioritize the alive people I care about more than the turned ones, unless the turned one was that much more important.
Wait, what are we talking about?
An apocalypse. Zombie
Oh.
apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Also, what you're doing if you're going to be run over by thousands of them, no way out, you go down fighting on your own terms, and would you kill your family member if they can't go on not being taken over, but unable to try and live, and wants you to end it off them, or did you
That's a
already?
good one.
That is a good one.
Uh,
Would you or would
if
you not
someone
take?
in your group was just done and they's like, I don't want to keep doing this,
I couldn't. No, I
put me
couldn't.
down.
I couldn't. No, I could. If they're alive and they're done and they want their life over, they want no part of it anymore, and they're ready to go, they're ready to die. I couldn't. I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't.
I'd be selfish for my own feelings and say, no, someone else has got to deal with this.
Or you could just let the zombies eat you.
No, but I couldn't because I'd still feel guilty. Someone you love, like someone you
Oh.
really give a shit about,
Mm.
is ready to die and wants you or someone there to do it.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing it.
I couldn't.
I don't want to be within 500 meters of it. Simple.
It. Like we had the conversation, Legends, when you were gone. The fact of being able to take someone out that you care about if they were turned. Could you do it or not? And Alpha had come up with it depend on the situation, whether it would be harder to kill them if they were turned. Like if you saw them one day, they were perfectly fine. Then the next day you see them and all of a sudden they've turned. That'd be harder to take them out. Instead of you see them die in front of you and then they reanimate, then it's easier to kill them. But now,
Why is it easier to kill them then, though?
because you've kind of gone through part of the grieving process, whereas you've got to try and kill them as a zombie when you knew they were perfectly fine before that, and you've not had that process to grieve.
But
So
then
you're currently grieving whilst trying to potentially take them out as a zombie.
But then
like
if
you're
you
probably
if you,
less likely to do it.
if you take them out when you've seen them turn, surely you're gonna have to experience that trauma twice.
Not
'Cause
so
it's
much so
happened-
because you know that person that you love has just died right in front of you. You've seen them die, almost their soul leave their body-esque, because that's how some people describe it in it. And then you see him reanimate as a zombie. You know that's not them, so it's going to be easier to do. But I don't think I could say, even if it was a gun and I had to shoot a loved one because they didn't want to be here anymore because they couldn't handle it. I couldn't do that. Could you, Alpha?
What?
Could you kill someone if they didn't want to be around anymore? Someone you truly loved?
No, because then if I survive, I'm going down for
Say
murder.
if it was Robin, all grown up, she's like
wow.
our age. It's our age. No, but that's what I'm trying to speak of. They're a loved one. I'm thinking of Beth. I'm thinking, could I shoot Beth in the face because she's had enough? She doesn't want to be around anymore. I can't do it. There's no way in hell. Or even my kids growing up, I couldn't.
I know this sounds really weird, but I'm picturing my ex almost.
What? Is this
My
completely
ex.
unrelated?
No, my ex. Like for some reason I'm relating it to like you're doing it for Beth.
Oh, someone you truly care about. Okay, yeah. That's what you
I-
got to do. You got to think of those people in your life that you care about and try and actually put yourself in that situation. Could you take that person out because they don't want to be in the apocalypse anymore?
Then, like I said, it was my ex. Like, I've been hurt by that person once. Do I really care if it happens again, or do I
You're
just
an ex
end
for a
it
reason.
quickly? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
More of a reason, if anything, yet.
Sweet, I've been ready for this.
Anymore.
Oh, I've waited all my life for this. Come off.
Imagine their face before you pull the trigger after that. After you
I
probably
wanted to do
decided
this for 15 years.
their face would be a picture. If you're up being overrun by thousands of them and it's unwinnable, I'd just fucking grab them by the scruff of the neck and just fucking make them run with us. I wouldn't be leaving them behind. I wouldn't put them out their misery. I couldn't. It's not in me.
No. The whole thing. Go back to his last message and read the whole thing as one.
He was like, "Would you go down fighting, or would you just give up?"
Would you go down fighting, or would you, go out your own way with a gun or something? Oh, and it's unwinnable. What? So you want about? Oh, so now that you're giving us the scenario of you're being run over by hundreds of zombies. There's no way out. You're gonna die no matter what. Do you kill
end it
yourself
quickly.
before the zombies get you, or do you let the zombies eat you?
I take as many of them bastards with me as I can.
Yeah, you go down fighting. I'd go down fighting.
Motherfucking Viking, man.
Even
I'd
if you
fucking
kill
put on-
2 of them, that's 2 of them that aren't going to hurt anyone else. That's it.
Yeah.
Just fight to the end, innit? It's like down to video games. Never give up until the game's actually over.
Yep.
Like when we've been playing.
Drink, man.
That's right. Like any kind of battle royales, even TFT we've been playing. Don't give up until it's game over.
Yep.
You never know if
There you go. Look, Corey, I'd be fighting. I would even be biting them as I go. That's what I mean. If you know you're going to die in that situation, just take out, like Alpha said, just take out as many of the bastards as you possibly can on your last hurrah. No, because Legends, we're doing it in a scenario of kind of like your situation where you are and now, kind of.
Yeah, like remember what I said earlier. Like, look around you. Take stock of everything in your house right now. What could you make or turn into a weapon? Right? Like, internet's out, so there's no more power. There's no more fucking internet. So your computer is useless. Your monitors are useless. Your TVs are useless. Radios are unless they're battery powered. Even then, there's
radio station wouldn't work anyways.
No, Legends, you muted as well. But you just said I can make my Xbox into a bomb. You don't even know how to make a bomb. There he goes again.
You need to put an immense amount of energy.
And don't even
into
Google
the
it because an apocalypse isn't real and you'll probably have the FBI at your door. So don't Google it. Corey, just turn on the Xbox and it'll overheat.
yeah.
That is amazing. But yeah, everyone watching on YouTube, ideas. Let us know down in the comment section below. What kind of weapons would you use in the zombie apocalypse? And also, let us know if you could take out someone that has been turned, depending on the situation. Could you actually take out a loved one? Let us know. I'll be reading them as soon as the video goes up. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all next week for episode 9. Goodbye, all.
All right, see you, everybody.